about the Messi thing.
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
I'm falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 194 of the Battle Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Listen, the better question is, how are you doing? And you were there.
I mean, it was a big win today. A big win today. You know, the 15th Champions League UEFA title, Kings of Europe. It was a good day. Shout out to everybody that was hitting me up before the game, during the game, and after the game. It was a good game. You talking about Inter Miami?
Yeah.
My fault.
That's the game.
My fault. Okay. Oh, my fault. Okay, yes, Inter Miami. It was a very entertaining game. Unfortunately, we should have pulled out the win. But then again, I mean, they had a lot of opportunities also. It was a weird game, honestly. It was a weird game. And I'm kind of curious to see what your take is on it, since you were watching it from a completely different view, since you watched it at home. Maybe it looked completely different.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you saw, I texted a little bit to you while you were at the game, and there was just a couple things that I saw. Like, I just found a couple things really weird during the game, and I mean, defensively, you had to have seen from your perspective, especially in the second half, from our seats, because they were going away from our seats, right? Yeah, towards they were playing defense in our direction, and I don't know, man. The defense just kind of looked really crappy at the end a little bit. No?
Well, apparently Christoph was throwing up at halftime, so they had to sub him off at half.
Yes.
Redondo. Look, he shouldn't have played 90 minutes last game.
I really don't think, and one of the things I mentioned to you in the text that we have, he just doesn't seem ready. Not last game. He just doesn't seem ready. And the fact that he's playing pretty big amount of minutes for a guy that's coming back from a pretty long time out. And
that's why you don't start him on Wednesday and run him out there 90 minutes when he looks like he's half dead out there.
Yeah, and it's weird because now you can kind of see where the breakdown is. Like, I mean, there's people who are saying, Busquets and Redondo shouldn't be playing. Like, what? That's like the whole deal. Like, the whole deal was Redondo and Busquets to play with each other. Like, when they both were healthy, when they both were playing effective, like, there's nothing else we as a fan base would ever dream of other than those two playing together. And the fact that they are not clicking together tells me that Redondo, algo está pasando ahí. There's something wrong, bro.
No, he's not healthy. I think they rushed him, and not so much that they rushed him back, but they shouldn't have ran him out 90 minutes on Wednesday and then make him a starter today. Is my mic okay? Because I have the feedback on my head.
Yeah, no, you're. Yeah, I mean, you sound fine to me.
There's something weird going on right now.
Yeah, you sound fine to me.
It was but it was entertaining. A lot of shots, and Burki. If it's not for him, we win the game.
Oh yeah,
like he had one block.
He played like a god goalie.
Messi shot. It's a low left, right? And he got his hand on it. And I remember because it happened right in front of me. And then Messi kind of just stared at him like, wow. And then walked over to him and then he dapped him up like that, like one hell of a save. Like he's that dude. Like, shout out to him. And shout out to all the St. Louis fans. I'm probably not many watching, if any at all. But if you are a St. Louis fan and you're watching, shout out to you because they came out strong. There were a lot of St. Louis jerseys in that stadium today. Every time they scored, they were really loud. It was nice to see. It was nice to see that that a fan base would follow their team, especially a new fan base to the MLS. I thought it was really cool.
I want to bring something up here because I saw this comment here. Man, Sailor was not playing good. I don't think that Sailor played horribly.
I had this debate with my brother in the car on the way back. I was telling him.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me. Give me the deets.
No. I was gonna say what you're saying. I didn't think that he played horrible. I didn't think he played great either. Right? I thought that he gave the ball away inside his own box once or twice, which was dangerous. And he looked like, but you know what? I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt just because he never plays.
Well, and that's the point I want to make. Let's not have him on like a Toto Freire scale, guys. Like, he never starts. He probably never plays with the A team. He probably doesn't even practice with the A team. I guarantee you the only people he practices with is like Taylor, him, and Robbie Robinson when he's outside of his cryo chamber. That's it. Like, other than those guys, like, I don't see him practicing with the A team. So you guys got to give Sailor a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I think what he did as a center back is he would kick it to the closest supposed player so they can clear it, right? He's in no position to clear it. So he's setting it up for the next player to come and clear it, right? But it didn't happen like that. Look, people are talking about him, and Mike V mentioning traffic coming out of the stadium was a lot better.
Today actually was pretty good, yeah.
Now, I'll tell you this much. On the other side of that center back position, I don't think that Toto played that great. I feel like there was some times where his space was exposed. I feel like Jordi Alba played really shit on defense.
I mean, just in transition, we're suffering. We're back to the whole transition defense is our Achilles heel. There was they also had a couple good opportunities. A couple of them went wide. It was a back and forth game, like we said. Both teams could have scored more goals.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this game, for as much fun it was, and it must have been fun over there in the stadium, and I can't wait to go back to a game. And as much fun as it was even watching here at home, like a lot of you guys, listen, it just didn't feel right. This game didn't feel like a win. It didn't feel like a positive feeling here. Am I wrong for saying that, Danny? For saying that this did not feel like a positive outcome?
Well, no, yeah, I think you're right, because I felt like these last two games were must wins. And it's silly to say must wins, right? Because it's so early in the season. We still got half the season to go.
Absolutely.
But the fact that we have these games coming up without Messi, without Suarez, without Matias Rojas, possibly without Redondo if this injury is bad, like it lends itself to being a little worrisome, because these are 6 points that we should have had, and now we got one out of those 6.
And Mr. Krabs is mentioning something very, 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 very correctly here. Messi with no beard looks weird. Exactly. I saw that first part of the game. I'm like, what's this guy doing, man? Keep your damn beard. Mike V hitting it on the money. Looks like Gressel deleted Tata's nudes. Bench for the first time. We're going to talk about that. We're going to bring up the starting 11. We're going to go over all of that stuff, guys. You don't worry about a thing, Chicka Wang. And David Riker is saying we're cooked. He's just generally saying we're cooked. And I mean, at this point, all bets are off. The moment that these guys,
I know you're gonna get into the starting lineup now, but before you do, just real quick, from now until the final of the Copa America, which, right, just assuming that Messi makes it that far. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully Argentina gets eliminated early. But if he makes it all the way to the final, I believe the final is on the 14th or 15th of July, something like that.
Yeah.
So let's say hypothetically they win it. I don't know if he flies to Argentina to celebrate, but let's say that he misses the July 17th game against Toronto also. Then we would be missing only 6 games. And I honestly thought that it was more, but it would literally be 6 games. We only play 3 more games in June. And today's June 1st. So it's kind of weird to think that from now until the end of June, there's literally only 3 games left.
Yeah.
One of them's a Wednesday game and 2 Saturday games. We have 2 Saturdays off this month, which for those of you that didn't know, now you know. It's really weird. And then we have 3 games in the beginning of July that he would miss also. So it's 6 games altogether. Oh, I got plenty, but I just came back from the Inter Miami game. I wasn't gonna wear a Real Madrid jersey to my Inter Miami game. It's Inter Miami over everything.
Listen, and Anton John's mentioning Diego Gomez was a game changer. I'm not gonna doubt that. And the crazy part about it is that you had Tata mentioning something about that he doesn't even feel that he is capable of playing with Paraguay, but that's the decision that Paraguay will be doing. And then Depankar is asking, guys, will you be doing post game of Argentina Copa matches?
No. I don't think any Inter Miami. Well, maybe I don't know. As far as I know, any Inter Miami podcast won't be doing those. I know there's some other podcasts that aren't Inter Miami. They talk Inter Miami, but they're really not Inter Miami podcasts. They're just Messi podcasts. They might be doing those, but we're not. Now we will be talking Copa America here and there, right? Because, like I said, there's only 3 games all of June for Inter Miami, which leaves us a lot of space to talk Copa America in general. But we will not be doing post games for Argentina. Like I told you, I really hope Argentina gets eliminated as quickly as possible. So
yeah, help all of our
Uruguay also, Paraguay also.
Yeah,
bring them all back as soon as possible, please.
Yes.
The least amount of games you miss for Inter Miami, the better. I want you guys back as soon as possible.
I think it would be fair to talk about their performance, like if we're just doing our show, our normal show, and we happen to cross
I 100% expect to talk
we'll
Copa
bring that
America. 100%. No, we're going to talk Copa America 100%, without a doubt. If you guys want Copa America, we're going to be talking Copa America. There's literally 3 games in all of June left, and we come on here 3-4 times a week. So if we're doing 3 or 4 times a week, plus we're going to add another Spanish, and twice in Spanish and 3 or 4 times in English, I promise you there's going to be plenty of Copa America talk, but it won't be strictly Argentina or Messi. We're going to be talking about everything. So if
we hear that Messi farted, we'll let you know if we find out. I promise. And
no, look, I appreciate greatness, and I am curious to see how he does, because he said he's not going to be playing in the World Cup in 2026. I have a feeling he might, but he said so far that he won't. So this is technically his last big international tournament. So I am curious to see how he performs. But selfishly, I want them to get eliminated because I want Inter Miami to do well. You already won Copa America.
Everyone.
I want you to. You already won Copa America. So
get out.
All right.
Get out of here.
So keep going.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring up the. I'm going to bring up the starting. I was going to upload it before you got here, but I saw you did it because you're awesome. So here we are con los 11, right? For those of you on audio, we put the image up right here, smack dab. And guys, I mean, it's an 11 that we haven't seen starting. We have Calendar in between the sticks, Wagon on the right side, Alba on the left in the back, Aviles, and then Christoph. And then in the midfield, we have Redondo, Busquets, Rojas. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Rojas. So no Gressel. And Rojas apparently was playing on the left mid behind the left winger, which is Robert Taylor. Right wing, of course, is Lionel Messi. And then Suarez up at the top as our lone striker. Now, we go over to the subs, and this is where it gets a little interesting. Obviously, you got your Dos Santos, your Allen, your Sailors, your Negris. You got your Ruiz. You got your Campana, Afonso. And then, of course, we have the name that we haven't seen ever in the subs category, which is Gressel. So there's that. Obviously, I'll tell you my first thoughts when I saw this was, thank goodness Gressel is getting his rest that he needs. And I think that I think that it played to his benefit, because someone here in the chat mentioned that this was Gressel's best game. And Steve Munoz, I mean, the Don himself, saying that midfield 3 is still a disaster. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, Danny. You know what it is to say that midfield of Busquets, Redondo, and I mean, obviously Rojas is a little fresh with us, but that it's a disaster. Oof.
Well, I think he has a good point. I think he has a good point, because it's like, I don't know, in the NBA, you put together a starting 5 of the best point guards and shooting guards. You need more than that. You need a well-rounded team. You need a well-rounded midfield. And we've said Busquets, he's a holding midfield, but he is not necessarily the best center defensive midfielder at this moment with this team. When he pushes up to help create, and when he's up high, he doesn't have the pace to get back. On transition, we suffer. We already said it. Matias Rojas, he was brought in here to be a forward, but he's performed well in the midfield, helping us in the attack. But he doesn't get back defensively. And then we had, who else was it? Redondo. Well, we know Redondo. Obviously, he got taken off early. I think that he is a good pairing, somebody good to have next to Busquets. But at the moment, he doesn't seem like he is necessarily fit. And for those of you that were like, because I saw some people saying, oh, Redondo next to Busquets, that's horrible. Don't say that. He was playing next to Busquets before he got injured initially, and he looked great. He looked amazing. But he doesn't look like he's fit right now.
Every single person that covered Inter Miami, look, everybody had a figurative sports boner, okay, when they saw Redondo and Busquets playing with each other. Like, those two playing with each other was great.
And then Diego Gomez being that box-to-box was great. So why is the loss to Diego Gomez killing us? Because we don't have that box-to-box 8 right now. Cremaschi, I thought, did a great job defensively today.
He did great. He did better today. He did really, really. Let me tell you, Ben Crem today, with the way that he played, was like really the Ben Crem that we're always used to seeing. That's Cremita.
Yeah. And this is kind of to what I was saying. Redondo isn't fit to kind of play that box-to-box. When he was fit and Gomez was fit, the way they were covering the whole midfield, offensively and defensively, it was magic. Yeah. It left Busquets freedom to do everything. But he's not fit. Busquets, you can't count on him. It's not even his fault. He just can't physically do it all. And then Rojas, he doesn't defend. It's great. He helps out in the attack a lot, but he doesn't defend. So on transition, we get beat all the time, especially with our fullbacks pushing up high.
Now, Danny, look, all right, here we have two very contradicting comments. Tony Axe is saying, you guys are blind if you think Crem had a good game. But then Stancy is saying Cremaschi was running like a madman, but lost a ton of balls. Now, to me, Ben Crem played very well in terms of like his intensity defensively.
I thought
his touch was terrible. His touch was not the best. And could he have better touch? Absolutely. I think, honestly, Ruiz has a little bit better touch than he does. But, I mean, I don't know what you think, Danny, but, I mean, look, there's people still chiming in the chat. Tarun says Cremaschi was terrible.
Okay. For those of you that are saying that he was terrible, I'm assuming, on the ball. But what I saw that he was providing defensively is what stood out to me the most.
Right here.
Now, maybe I couldn't see as well what he was doing offensively from the stadium. From my viewpoint, I didn't see that much. But I thought defensively, he brought something that Gresso doesn't bring, that Rojas doesn't bring, and that Redondo, unfortunately, at the moment could not bring. And that was assisting on the defensive end. So that's what I attributed to him having a decent game.
And by the way, One World, you're the best, right? Sometimes we could be negative Nellies, right? We were okay, right? We weren't terrible. It was a good game, I guess. But I mean, 3-3 against St. Louis, and then you have our ex-player score against us. Oh, which I'm pretty sure you can't wait to get into that, Danny. That's gonna be a banger. Jason L mentioning in the chat, saw Danny rocking the Madrid hat at the game.
Shout out to Jason. I saw him over there in the game.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing so many St. Louis fans though.
Yeah, man. On the cameras, they panned out and they showed the camera, the fan base, and they were out there. Not only in the section on the corner by us, but they were out over to the right of us. What is it, like 117 or 118? I think
the corner section,
sure.
Yeah.
That corner on the right.
They were sprinkled all over the place. We had 3 guys behind us that were talking a lot of crap, which was fun. Yeah. I like that. I like when there's visiting fans that talk crap. Freire was a big loss. Don't come to bringing up the fact that Freire was a big loss. It was a big loss. It was a big time loss.
I mean, when are we getting Frey? So that way we don't have to, worry about the re of the
Look,
Frey re.
I can promise you one thing. Frey, I think will play well, but he's gonna take some time to get adjusted to playing with Aviles. Never played with Aviles. Never got to play with Alba. Like it's gonna take some adjustments. He never played with Busquets. I think he played. Did he get to play with Busquets? No, I think he got injured before Busquets came onto the game on the Cruz Azul game. Like he never got to play with any of these guys. It's gonna take some adjustments. Like we can't expect these guys to just get dropped in, blacata, and then all of a sudden just start balling. So kind of like Ryan Saylor, I think you should cut him some slack because I didn't think he had a horrible game. He had some good clearances, some good blocks. He did make some mistakes. He gave away a horrible ball inside his own box, which I thought was going to lead to a goal. It didn't. But
Jason L mentioning there was St. Louis fans in the supporter section led to a big fight after the game. That's pretty crazy because our supporter section is pretty strict with that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's funny you say that, Jason, because my wife came to me. She's like, "Hey, I thought they didn't allow opposing fans in the supporter section," and she's like, "There's a couple red shirts over there," and I was like, "Nah, maybe they look red from here, but they must be like an ugly shade of pink." Because I could not imagine that they would allow a St. Louis fan in there. So it's funny that Jason says that because maybe she was right. Maybe it was a red shirt up there. I couldn't believe that it was. So I told her that she was probably not saying that correctly. Interesting.
Well, listen, the two ends of that section are on sale anywhere that you want to buy tickets. So anytime Dick and Harry can buy them. No, not up the middle, but any section. Well, unless somebody sells their tickets from the supporter section, right? I mean, that's the only other way that I could think of. But for the most part, it's Joe Kerr is mentioning it right here. Supporter section is only 108 to 109. Rest is open to buy. So let's get to the game, Danny. I mean, we start the game
we're 22 minutes in, so we might as well,
yeah. We start the game off now. When we started the game off and I was watching, right, I felt like in the beginning of the game, St. Louis had this deal where they wanted to kind of high press, but then they didn't because I felt like they weren't really about that life, or I guess they never practiced that strategy. And that's just the way I kind of read it in the beginning.
I thought that they were not pressing, but they were playing not a mid block, but they were playing pretty high. They were making it very difficult for Miami to connect the defense to the offense, obviously to the midfield. They were making it very difficult, but they weren't necessarily pressing. But they were making it very difficult for the Miami to get the ball up to their attacking players, and it felt like we had by the end of the game 68% possession.
Yes.
Which, like, obviously that's just what we do. We always possess the ball 68% of the time, almost 70% of the time, but we're just knocking it back and forth until we figure things out.
That's very Neville-ish, right? I mean, we had the same deal with Neville, right? That didn't lead to success. That whole percentage of possession. I mean, I completely get that the difference in quality of possession now versus what it was before is completely different. But knocking the ball back and forth obviously is going to give us higher possession. But in the beginning, I didn't see us really being able to move and progress the ball forward as comfortably as we're used to doing it. It helped a little bit. Messi did get his feet on the rock.
In this game, how many? Well, you're never gonna guess. So we completed 572 passes.
Yeah.
If you had to take a ballpark on how many St. Louis completed, what would you say?
I'd say 240.
Close, 228.
Whoa! I'm not even looking at the stats.
Yeah. So if we completed 572 passes, they completed 228. They were very direct with their passes, all transition. Just push the ball forward. The guy that came in for Klaus at the end, I don't know what his name was, but that guy was a maniac in transition. Like I was like, this guy's gonna find the back of the net eventually for sure.
Well, let me tell you, Klaus. First of all, Klaus is a man. That's a man, right? Mm-hmm. And then the guy that came in for him was Adeniran.
I don't know, but
That's
he
another
was stocky.
man.
He was stocky and fast.
Yeah. They're both stocky men, just bulldozing in the middle. Sailor, from what I saw, was kind of the only one that was able to kind of push off with some of the bulkier players. But even then, like Klaus was just manhandling players. Just boom, get out of here. Like, forget about it. If you see Toto try to guard him, forget about it. He's gonna toss him to the side like a toothpick.
He was a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster.
And back to the whole, you said passing it back and forth, because they were playing a very high defensive line.
Yeah.
All right. So I told you we completed 572 passes. How many of those do you think were in our own half? Just ballpark number.
In our own half. Ooh, you know what? I'd say maybe like 280.
344.
Okay. Not too far.
So well over 50% of our passes were obviously in our own half. And then
I saw that, Jason.
St. Louis, in their own half, they had 84 passes. In the opposition's half, 144. So they were playing with purpose. They were very direct. They were very direct. Yes. The transition, they knew what they wanted to do. They're doing what other teams do. They try to beat us with transition, and our transition defense is horrible. And we're gonna keep getting into trouble like this. And for those of you that are into that XG, which I'm not a big fan of, but for those of you that are into XG, expected XG, we were 2.93, so we should have scored 3 goals. There's 1.64.
I mean, that's so stupid. That whole XG. What is that? Expected goals?
Yeah.
I mean, what good does that do for me? They were expected 1.6, and they got 3. What does that mean?
No, I don't even know. But some people are into that stuff. I don't know. All right, I'm sorry. I derailed us with the stats. I was just looking at it.
Yeah. So we get scored on. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. We get scored on 15 minutes into the game, and I'm already sitting there like, oh, that's it. This is deja vu all over again. We get scored early, right?
Yeah, but
we get scored
on win.
I get it, but it's not comfortable though, Danny. Like, it's not comfortable to be sitting there and being like, oh, well, we got scored on. I guess we just play. We just do this normally. Like, we always get scored on. Let's just go and play.
This is the 12th time. This is the 12th time we get scored on first. We're 6-3-3 now in those situations.
But listen, every single week we do these post games. Every single week, there's people in the chat that say it every week without forgetting that we're going to pay for this. So we keep getting scored on early, and it's like nothing. It's nothing new. We deal with it. We go and we fucking score, and we give it to Messi. Bing, bam, boom, boom, back in the goal, right? But this is not comforting. We're going to pay for this against people like Columbus. We're going to pay for this against people like Cincinnati. No? Am I wrong by saying that, Danny? Chat, am I wrong?
I mean, I hate giving up the goal against a good defensive team, like a Nashville, like an Atlanta, which is a good defensive team. We've given up 6 goals in the last 2 matches, 100%. Yeah.
It is unacceptable. Listen, that word, Lucas, is perfect. Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Unacceptable. And getting scored on is just getting scored on early. I get it. It's like the normal thing now, right? But it's just not.
It doesn't even faze me anymore.
But that's the thing. Like we're getting numb to being defeated early. Which, by the way, in that play, I believe when I had texted you earlier, looking at that play, I think I had mentioned that Redondo should have stepped up on that play, but he didn't.
What play? Because you said that, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, but and then I told you we got to make the big point that he hasn't been ready. That on that play, on that first goal, right, which was scored by Chris Durkin, and Redondo, from what I saw, especially on the replay, he had the opportunity to step up to pressure Durkin, which you see Calendar on the replay. He is furious. fuming because, again, we're at a point where these defenders or these midfielders are not pressuring the attackers. So to me, it's something that for sure should have been stopped from up top. But I don't know, man. That first goal, again, I'm not comfortable with it. But at the same time, I get it. We come back from it, but it's not acceptable.
All right. Well, soon thereafter, 10 minutes after, we got our regular Drake goal. I mean, not Drake, Messi goal.
Yeah, of course. Assist by Jordi Alba.
One time, gets on the ball, first touch, back of the net.
Beauty.
And Burki got his hand on it. He almost deflected that thing out. This guy's a fucking monster.
He was on one.
Yeah. But when we scored that goal, I thought, okay, we're gonna win. I had no doubt we were gonna win. And what were you thinking? What did you think about that Messi goal?
I love seeing that play specifically, because it gives me memories of early on when we had Alba and Messi playing very, very fun together, where Alba was basically crossing it low towards the spot where Messi comes through under creeping and just smacks that thing right in. Shout out to Xavier. I got to do my bam. By the way, when he comes in like that, like it's over for you, right? As a goalie, if Messi's chilling there at the top of the box and that ball's coming towards him and he's just waiting, camping on it, like you're done for, right? There's no way you're getting your hand.
You are. I mean, Burki did.
Well, Burki did,
yes. A couple minutes later.
Yeah.
And he got his hand on that ball. He shot it into the bottom left, the low left next to the post. He got his hand on it. And I'm telling you, it happened literally right in front of me. And I saw Messi just go, wow.
This guy.
Then he looked at Burki, went up to him and dapped him up. Like, props to you, sir. Like, this guy, man, he won them that game. Burki was on one today.
Listen, Burki was definitely on one. And you got to give props to where props is due. And Burki played his balls off today. Allowed 3 goals, right? But played his balls off. He played phenomenal.
We had 10 shots on target.
Yeah, man. I mean, St. Louis's defense is not great either.
No.
As you could tell, their defense is not great. They didn't know how to hold the low block, so they had no Nashville DNA in them. They had no Red Bulls DNA in them either, because their counters were great, but it was kind of sloppy at the same time. If it wasn't for our shit defense, I think that if we had Freire back there, it would have been a little bit more concrete. But for the most part, yeah, their defense is garbage. It's not that great.
No, I didn't get a good look of the Vasilev goal. So could you tell me what happened there?
So on the Vasilev goal, right, when it came up to Vasilev, a player on the left side approaching the box ended up just giving a beautiful running ball, like a through ball. Just let it right in front of Vasilev, and it was just Vasilev and Calendar. And he did. And there was a defender. It was Alba. Oh, Vasilev. I felt like Vasilev was working Alba for like a good 20-30 minutes. He did the typical Lassiter little scissor thing above the ball, and then just banged it in with his right foot. Yeah, the little step over thing, banged it in with his right foot. And I like once he did the step over, I said, "This guy's cooked. Alba's cooked. This is going in. This is."
I know it was near post. Should Drake have gotten that?
Well, and that's what a lot of people are mentioning in the chat, that Drake got beat. Like, look, it's Malco saying it was
near
Drake
post.
got beat.
I know that I saw near post. I was talking to my daughter. I think I forgot what I was doing something with one of my kids. When I looked up, the ball was already going into near post. So I didn't get a good look at it. And unfortunately, I know that they scored on us, but I still want to see the replay. Show me the replay anyway, Chase Stadium. Like, let me see what it was. But
you can look behind us.
No, but they don't show the replay when it's the other team scoring.
That's right. Yeah.
But it was so I got, when I looked up, I got to see that it was near post, but I had no idea how he got into that position. So I was kind of curious as to what led to that. All right.
Well,
Drake should have gotten.
it was a beautiful pass. It was a beautiful pass, and Alba was just not in good position to defend it. Indiana Vasilev, as good or bad as you want to hear it or not, he was cooking for like a good 20-30 minutes. Like he was ready to rock and roll against us. Which Soccer Daddy says Alba killed it, man of the match.
Offensively.
But yeah, I mean offensively, yeah. And then right here, Malco saying 100% should have got that. Andres is saying second goal was on Drake, which, you know, it was on Drake. He should have covered the near post. And Vice City Lucas mentioning something that a lot of people respected, that Indy didn't celebrate. Class player. You're not gonna. I just left that there. You're not gonna pick that up. You're not gonna pick that up. Indy. But look, you got to give him respect. He outplayed on that play. He caught Alba slipping. He did his little step over. Boom, bam, Uncle Sam kicked it right in the back of the net, and Drake got caught slipping. He should have covered the near post. So, I mean, I don't know what else to do with that other than, you know, congrats Indy Vasilev on scoring on your ex team, and much respect for not doing backflips and stuff. You know, that's cool.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
So we get scored on by none other than Indiana Vasilev, right? But before we talk about that goal, because that happened on the 41st minute. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that he should celebrate because he rarely ever scores. Might as well celebrate when you do score.
You know what? You're absolutely right. He does rarely ever score. He should have celebrated. What he should have done was run up to like David Beckham or something. That would have been ballsy, huh? That would have been fun.
But David Beckham didn't get him away. He was like in that expansion draft. That's how they got him, no?
Yes, that's right. They picked him up in the expansion. They like signed him.
We didn't protect him, right? So like it's not like we chose to get rid of him.
Yeah, we didn't protect him anyway. So
yeah,
take your big rock from Indiana Jones and roll it over to St. Louis, buddy, with your 2 goals. Get out of here. So we before the goal happened, there was a substitution that occurred, which was the Redondo sub with Cremaschi on the 30th minute. Now, you in the stands, I got a pretty good explanation and I got a pretty good view from the TV of what happened. Immediately, you could tell when he went in for a tackle, you could tell he pulled his groin or something. He literally sat down within 2 seconds. Boom. Put his hand up. It says, I got to get out of here. Walked right off the pitch.
Well, so right after Messi scored that goal, we saw Ben Crem ready to check in. And my wife's like, why is he checking in already? Did somebody get hurt? I said, I have no idea. And then he was there, and then he randomly walked and put his bib back on and walked down the sideline. So I don't know if maybe they thought something had happened to one of the players. I'm assuming Redondo at this point, now that I know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, he's good. And then he walked away, put his bib back on, and then like 2 minutes later, he was getting subbed back in. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he was like, oh, you know what, you might want to come in. And then they're like, oh, no, forget it. He's okay. And then I guess maybe he did get injured. It's like, yo, I got to get off, forget it. But yeah, there was a moment there right after Messi scored his goal where I thought Ben Crem was going to come onto the game.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because Redondo was playing the right side, approaching our section. So obviously he would have relayed some sort of message to Tata, like, hey, I'm not feeling that great. I need to get out. Tata was like, hey, let's get you in. But then all of a sudden probably like, let's hold off a little bit. Maybe this is just a little kink he's got to work out. Right. And then after that happened, it's like, oh, we got to bring this guy in.
Yeah.
Which, and yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that. I thought defensively it helped.
But now, and I ask you a question, because this is something that I thought about when I was watching this. Redondo comes out wouldn't the ideal fit be Gressel, since he plays more minutes and he plays the right side midfield? Wouldn't it have been better?
No, because you put in the fresh legs, the young legs, the kid with the pace, the kid that can play some defense. Like if you're gonna say who can play better defense, Gressel or Cremaschi, I would assume you'd say Cremaschi, and you already have somebody helping offensively with Rojas in there, right? He's very offensive minded, so I would assume that's why they went with Ben Crem instead of Gressel.
Well, what I picked up after that substitution happened was that Busquets dropped back down a little deeper, and they basically changed it to 5 in the back. That's what it felt like. That's what it looked like to me when that substitution happened, that I saw him pull back a little bit more.
I thought I saw Ben Crem playing a little further back than Busquets, but maybe on TV it looked different. Maybe from my view I wasn't seeing that correctly. But from my view, I thought that at least in the second half, to me it looked like Ben Crem was playing a lot further back than Busquets was.
And Tony Axe is saying Gressel is better defensively than Crem. So is Ruiz.
You're a crazy person.
And Tony Axe and Bright. Well, Bright, I would say so. I would say
for Bright and Ruiz, I would say so, but not Gressel.
Yes, but not Gressel. That's you're stretch Armstronging here.
No, Gressel can't defend.
Yeah. And now this I can agree with Tony Axe. Crem is better offensively, maybe because of its intensity. But I mean, other than that, I noticed that after that substitution occurred, we had Busquets step back a little bit. So, but moving along, that happened. We ended up getting scored on again by Indy. And then, of course, we're down 2-1 or 1-2. I guess that's the way people like to call the scores out. And then 7 minutes later, we get a score by Luis Suarez, which a play before he fumbled the possibility of scoring.
Yeah, he fumbled in his feet.
Oh my goodness! When I saw that, I said, "What are you doing, Suarez?" And then I couldn't say anything else because 2 minutes later, he ended up banging in a beautiful pass.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get the angle. Yeah, he got it. Mm-hmm.
And that was a beautiful pass by Alba. I didn't even think it was going to get to him, much less that he'd have the angle.
Right.
But the fact that it crossed over to him, I couldn't even believe it. I said, is he going to finish this? And yeah, that's class for you. Finishes it right at the top corner, gets it right in, and gets us to go into the halftime 2-2. Were you worried at the time?
When we scored that second goal, I thought for sure we were going to win like 4-2. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna win for sure." Like if we tied it before the half, we're that's it. We're good. We're good. We're gonna produce. They're gonna start playing a little more defensive minded because they're gonna be worried that we finally got our confidence going. And I thought that we would go ahead and score another 2 maybe. And at that moment, I thought we were gonna win for sure.
Now, Taimanin is mentioning Suarez and his knees are costing us. I don't think we're there yet, Taimanin. So. We're not there yet.
I don't think so. No, I thought he makes the most out of his opportunities. And we've had a lot of issues against Atlanta, and this game we're having a hard time getting our ball into the offensive final third. And he needs service. He's a finisher. That's what he is. He's a 9. He's a finisher. And if he can't get those opportunities, then he can't finish.
And there were a couple times that he did try to dish it to other people so that way they can be able to have opportunities, which I guess we're going to talk about that at the end of the episode when we talk about Wagon and his blown opportunity. And Soccer Daddy saying, Danny, stop being overconfident.
I mean, we have Messi and Suarez. Isn't that what everybody tells me? That when Messi plays, we shouldn't worry because he's going to score. And you know what? What's one thing that, and for the first time today, for some reason, I thought it was a little cringeworthy.
I'm going to step away just for 1 second.
Okay.
But I'm going to be listening.
Something that I thought was a little cringeworthy today, and I don't know, and I get it, right? Because I get why so many people are at the stadium, but it was before Alba scored. No, I'm sorry. It was after Alba scored. After Alba scored, we had tied the game. We were 3-3. It was like the 87, 88, 89th minute, right? And we're working the ball around. We're trying to score. Everybody's really excited. The game's getting really entertaining. And then everybody starts chanting, Messi, Messi, Messi. And in my mind, I'm like, I get it. It's an easy chant. But why the hell are we chanting Messi when we're like chant anybody, like come on, like why are we chanting Messi's name when we're here, we're trying to win this game, and like we want anybody to score? Why is everybody chanting Messi's name? Like I get it in certain parts of the game, but at that moment, I thought it was a little weird. Like those St. Louis fans would be like, "What the hell's going on?" So I thought that was a little weird that they just randomly, like we're there, like trying to win the game. Like I'm okay with the Messi chant. I join in the Messi chant, but at that moment, it's almost the 90th minute. We're tied 3-3. We're trying to score a goal to win the game, and then Messi chants break out. I thought it was kind of weird. I thought it was a little weird.
And Mike V is saying that Messi chant pissed me off.
It didn't piss me off, but I thought it was ill-timed. I was like, why the hell are they chanting Messi like in the 90th minute? And we like it looked like we were controlling the ball. And I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves because we're going in order, but like it looked like we were controlling the ball. And like I was like, we might win this game in like a late game goal to win the game. And I was like, why? Why is everybody chanting his name right now? So I thought it was just a little weird. That's all.
Well, maybe. And look at Joker says because we're Inter Messi CF. Now the announcer, I wouldn't say too much about the announcer.
The announcer didn't do that. At least I don't think he was the one that started it. No.
Yeah,
it was in the run of play. Like as the game was going, we were like building up a play, and people started doing it. I just thought it was weird. That's all.
Well, I think maybe the fans that are doing that think that it's gonna like tickle Messi's balls enough to just rack up a score. I mean, I don't see that happening. I think that's not something that's like, I don't know, man. I mean, you can't control it. You can't control it.
No, and look, I get it. I know a lot of people are there for Messi, and Teniak says I don't see what the big deal is. I don't know. If I'm, I don't know. Give me a player. Suarez. Jordi Alba, well, they're probably used to it. I don't know, anybody else on the pitch, Campana, and I'm here, and I'm like, I'm getting hyped up. I'm trying to score this goal, and all of a sudden, everybody's chanting Messi. I'm like, okay, I just thought it was weird. That's all. And like I see again, I join in on the chant. I think it's fun. It's cool. I just thought at that moment, I thought it was a little weird. That's all.
Now, and Lucas was just mentioning the easiest chant in the world is Dale Rosa Negro. And only North Stand sings it, but the whole stadium can chant Messi. And Mr. Krabs is asking, why am I being sus? What?
Well, Lucas, that does sound like an easy chant, but that's the first time I hear about it. So maybe we can get that going because that is an easy chant, and maybe we can get everybody getting along. Because look, you want to get people to follow along with chants.
Yeah.
You want to get people to go along with easy chants? Make it an easy chant. Like that's how you get people to follow chants. Make it an easy chant. Like you make it an easy chant, everybody's gonna sing along.
And Lucas is saying clubs all over the world use the chant "Dale, Dale." I found that pretty odd at the end too. I thought that maybe they just felt like it was going to generate something for Messi. I don't know, like just give the ball to Messi and let him work his magic. But this right here is a very solid comment. Methuz is saying,
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, hold on, Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs says you're going to a Bulls game in the 90s. People are going to chant MJ. Never happened.
No,
they're chanting "Let's go Bulls." They're yelling. Nobody's is yelling or chanting MJ, and that didn't happen. I promise you. I promise you that never happened.
Even here in Miami, nobody was like saying LeBron or LBJ.
But that doesn't happen in American sports.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, we come out the gate in the second half. And then here we got a substitution, which is Christoph for coming off for Sailor. Now, when you saw that, obviously, I imagine you didn't know that Christoph was vomiting mom's spaghetti, right?
No. Nice Eminem reference.
Hey, Mile, baby. But that was interesting. I didn't know it either because I started watching it, I think like a minute or two later. And my son's like, oh, they just took out Christoph and they put in Sailor. I'm like, wow, really? And I thought maybe he just got injured.
I see a lot of people like justifying Messi chants. Again, they do it all the time in the stadium. I join in. I'm not saying I dislike the Messi chants. I thought the timing of it was weird. We're like in extra we're like in extra time. We have like 5 minutes left in the game. Everybody's really into the game. And that I just thought that it was a weird timing. That's all I'm saying, people. I don't hate the Messi chant. I join in on the Messi chant. Yeah, a free kick would have made more sense.
That would have, yes.
But in the run of play, I thought it was weird. That's all. I'm not saying I dislike the chant.
All I know is that it was kind of weird. But then what was weirder was Christoph coming off for Sailor. Sailor comes on. Listen, to me, Sailor didn't play a bad game. Now, obviously, if you judge it to like a Sergio Ramos performance, then yes, right? He's not the best defender, but I mean, he barely ever plays with the first team. He's barely gotten any time. At this point, to be honest, I was okay with his performance. And we're gonna get to your comment later, Dennis. I'm gonna hold on to it because Dennis is saying it's getting old. They need a team chant. Which I mean, look, Lucas is mentioning we have one, so we're gonna make sure that we get it out to as many people as we can because I wholeheartedly agree that we all should be chanting the team chant. You know, this is the team that we talk about and that we cover. So
there's nothing wrong with chanting Messi.
I don't think so either. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Look, Messi is Messi, right? But I think that the moment has to be sort of justified. It can't just be like what Danny said, where it's like in the middle of the run and play, right? Of the run of play, and then all of a sudden 3 minutes left in extra time, and we're chanting Messi out of nowhere. Like, I don't even think Messi had the ball at that time. That's the worst part.
Well, everybody's waiting for some Messi magic.
Of course. And Vice City Lucas is say he's going to post a video on the Discord. By the way, guys, I did find a YouTube channel for Vice City where they do have a lot of their songs, which I've gone to myself and listened to it with my son. And I think that anybody that goes to the games needs to definitely go onto that YouTube channel and listen in because, you know, you'll feel more involved than ever. Trust me. So I think that that's the best idea, to be perfectly honest. So later on, we start the half again, and Klaus gets subbed out, and then Adeniran decides to play bully ball, right? Replace Klaus to play bully ball with our defense for the rest of the time being. And then we get to the corner, Danny. We get to the corner, which is right in front of you, right?
And Ryan Sailor cleared a ball that I thought was going to go in to begin with.
Yes.
And he cleared. So the reason that corner happened is because Ryan Sailor saved a goal right before that.
Yes. Now, but we get scored on though, Danny, off of a corner, right in front of our section.
Own goal.
And it's an own goal by Luis Suarez and his big old head, right? Trying to get it out, I imagine. But, you know, the announcer kept on saying, oh, it must have been a deflection. Must have been Listen, I watched that replay over and over and over. It went from the corner man to Luis Suarez's head straight into the back of the net. No deflection. No one else touched it. So, I mean,
yeah.
we lost by an own goal. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Yeah. No, and after that, I mean, we have Campana coming in for Robert Taylor in the 69th minute. You have Gresso coming in for Matias Rojas. I mean, I guess we'll talk about their performances also.
Were you surprised that Taylor got subbed out for Campana again?
No, I'm not surprised because just going over the post game stuff that I hear with Tata, he's constantly mentioning about still keeping this offensive pressure. So he wants to make offensive minded substitutions. So that's why he puts in Campana. But it's weird though, because when he made those two substitutions, one of the things that I picked up on was Campana was playing the left wing, but then you had Gressel playing the left back, and Jordi Alba was playing the left mid. And I'm like, why is Jordi Alba playing the left mid, pushing even higher, almost to Campana? And you have Gressel playing like the left back.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by Joey. Joey, what team do you root for? What team should Messi be on? I'm just curious.
I
Well,
think that
the second half was going very similar to the first half. We had 68% possession in both halves, exactly. We were passing it back and forth, and we just couldn't get anything done until Jordi Alba had a one-on-one opportunity, which I was scared was going to get called back. And we went ahead and did that.
Yeah, I mean, I see exactly what it is. Look, I want to mention something, guys, because I see some little pitter-patter in the chat, right? I recognize Messi's Messi. We recognize that Messi is Messi. But Inter Miami is first and foremost, right? We want to make sure we support the club. And look, Messi is on the club, which is amazing. It's great that we have such a great player on this club. But like, we're here because we want to support this club. We love this club. And guys, let's get with the program. Get on the Vice City YouTube page and let's learn these songs, baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious who Joey's team is, because he said Miami doesn't deserve a chance. I'm just kind of curious who Joey supports.
Joey, who do you support? Who do you think Messi should play for? The Colorado Rapids?
No, I don't think.
Do you live in Colorado?
I have a feeling he doesn't like the MLS period.
He probably does.
So after Jordi Alba finished that goal, first of all, did you think that it was going to be called offside?
No, because he ran it perfectly. And let me tell you, Gressel, that was a beautiful pass. That was a beautiful pass.
Yeah. And that was a great finish by Jordi Alba. At that point, did you think we were going to win?
At that point, because look, he scored the goal. What was it? He ended up scoring the goal like at the 85th, 86th minute. It was the 86th minute after they reviewed it. I thought we were going to walk away with a tie. I didn't think that we were going to get another goal.
I thought that we were. The way that we were finally playing, I thought that we were going to play. I thought the momentum was on our side. I thought St. Louis at that point was happy to walk away with the draw, so they weren't going to attack anymore. They're just going to sit back. And I thought we're going to have a chance. And there was a point that Messi, I thought, had an opportunity to take a shot. He ended up laying it off to somebody else. I forgot who it was. And I don't know if it was Weigand, but we missed an opportunity. It might have been Weigand.
Yeah, it was Weigand. It was Suarez that passed it to Weigand, and Weigand couldn't get the angle right. Blew the sliding kick. I think Joey ended up bringing up who he supports, and he mentioned he says I support greatness. Miami has shit players around Messi. It makes zero sense. So I guess Suarez is shit. I guess Busquets is shit. I guess Alba shit.
No. He said there's only good ones. He said everybody else in Miami shit.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
all right. Well, thank you for supporting greatness, I guess. But yeah, I thought that we were going to score.
Greatness is wearing pink, by the way. I mean, whether you like it or not, buddy, greatness is wearing pink, rosa y negro. Entonces, machúcalo.
No, he supports greatness, and it's good.
Good job, buddy.
So I thought the way we were playing, I thought we were going to score. I thought Messi, I thought he had a chance at a shot. He laid it off for Weigand. I didn't see how Weigand blew it. I know I saw a lot of people talking about that he blew it. But I did think that we would, with the way the momentum was going, the way the night was going, that almost felt like one of those nights where like late game winner. All right, we'll see you in a couple weeks, Messi. I thought that that's where this was going. I really did. But obviously not the case.
Well, I think especially after seeing that sort of playmaking where Luis Suarez had the opportunity to cross it over and Wagon, I thought that he had a really good opportunity to just slide, kick it right in, but he tried to use his left foot, tried to get it in, and he wasn't able to get it done. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was game. Unfortunately, a draw, but I mean, I guess it's better than a loss, right?
Thank you, One World.
It's better than a loss. We have 35 points. Did Cincinnati win today?
Cincinnati didn't play today, if I'm not mistaken. I think I looked back at it. Yeah, they played on Wednesday, and I think they play next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
What the heck?
So,
all right. Well, we have 2 games in hand now. So, but then that goes into the whole. We only play 3 games for the rest of the month. We play on June 15th, which is in 2 weeks. So next Saturday, no game. And then we play on June 19th, I believe, against Columbus at home, which is a Wednesday game. And then we have 10 days off after that game. And we play on June 29th against Nashville in Nashville. So those are the 3 games we have left in June. We have a lot of rest time. So a lot of time to sit back and watch Copa America and watch Messi be surrounded by greatness and other good Argentinian players, and we appreciate the greatness around other greatness, I suppose. So yeah, but that's gonna give. What sucks is that's gonna give Cincinnati, like by the end of June, we'll finally know where we are in the standings because other teams should catch up to us. Like for example, we have
hold on, wait. Let me just bring this up. Vice City Lucas, guys, if you guys are focused on the video, read this comment here, please. Please, politically stuff. Keep it out of the chat, guys. Let's keep it as least political as possible, guys. Borgelin Masterclass incoming.
We have 4 games in hand on Columbus, yeah. Like there's a lot of teams that have games to be made up. And we can easily go from, from 1st to 4th by the end of the month without playing any games.
Yeah, man.
So, it's going to be a big month. It's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching.
Yes. I mean, look, I do think that we can win without some of the key players. We've won without Messi. Have we won a ton of games without Messi? No. But we've done it without Messi with other players as well. I feel like a civil war.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine the month of June ends and we go like 3-0 without Messi?
It's
going to be horrible because then it's going to be like a civil war. It's going to be a civil war.
Yeah,
people will be like, oh, look, we're better off without Messi. And then other people can be like, I'm going to be like, you're an idiot. We need Messi.
Yeah,
it's gonna be no matter which way this goes. And if we lose all our games, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, this team is so shit." Joey's gonna be like, "Get Messi off of this team. This team is horrible." It's gonna be a fun month up ahead.
Yeah, and AZ Rebellion is laughing his ass off along with us. I can't wait to read the YouTube comments after.
Supporter Shield. Look, we always said that the Supporter Shield was probably not gonna happen. That's what we always thought. But the Supporter Shield doesn't really matter. The reason I want it is for home field advantage, so I can selfishly go to the playoff games, right?
Yes.
But like the Supporter Shield is like the President's Cup in hockey. The Rangers ended up with the best record in all of the NHL. And where are they now? They're going home. They didn't make it to the Stanley Cup final. It means absolutely nothing. So hold up that championship trophy at the end of the year. Nobody cares about President's Cups. Nobody cares about Supporter Shield. What matters is who's holding. Nobody cares about that crap either. What matters is who's holding the cup up at the end of the year. So that's what matters. So
That's it. Nobody wants a pastelito
Yeah.
tray. Nobody wants a pastelito tray.
No, I'm not worried. If we get it, it's cool. Again, I want it for the home field advantage, but I'm not sweating it. I never thought we would get it. I think it's really cool that we are in June 1st and we're in first place. I wasn't expecting that, honestly, so I think that is cool, but I'm not worried about it. Obviously, I think that by the end of the month, just with the fact that other teams have so many games that they have to play to catch up to the 18 that we've played already, that people are going to start passing us already, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't know how I'm being sus, Mr. Krabs. And yes, I said pastelitos from Ricky Bakery, not Vicky. Vicky is trash. Ricky Bakery.
Relax. Why the hell is Vicky trash?
No, Vicky Bakery, they can go eat a dick. They're the worst bakery in all of Miami. Ricky Bakery is where it's at. We'll never be sponsored by Vicky Bakery. Vicky Bakery makes the shittiest pastries I've ever eaten in my whole life. Okay, they are awful.
No, they're not.
Listen, Stancy is saying it. Vicky is mad mid. What? Mid is a compliment to Vicky Bakery. Are you afraid of losing a Vicky Bakery sponsorship, Danny? Fuck those people.
They're a mom and pop shop. Yeah, I don't want to put.
No, they're not. They're like a Miami conglomerate. Those fuckers. Get out.
You're a horrible person. What is wrong with you? Why are you trying to kill a business?
I mean, have
not that we can. We don't have the power, but I don't understand why you would trash them like that.
Listen, why you got to call yourself Vicky Bakery when Ricky Bakery is so much better than you had the copy?
Is there a chance that the person's name was Vicky?
Absolutely not. There's no way.
No way. It's impossible.
It's impossible. I am literally going out on the limb saying that the person that owns it is not named Vicky, and no one in their family is named Vicky. Guarantee it.
You're a moron. I can't believe you just did that. Wow.
No, you know what, Dennis? Go to Ricky Bakery on Bird Road and like 122nd over by the Checkers. Okay? Go to Ricky Bakery there. They also have one on Sunset and like 117th. Okay? And yes, Rohan, gas bagging. Listen, Rohan, when you come to Miami, I will literally send you the address to Ricky Bakery, not Vicky, because I don't want to let you down.
I kind of feel like evening this out and just pooping on Ricky's Bakery, but I'm not going to lie. I don't know the difference between the two.
You know what? Because you're not blessed enough to have eaten there. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't even deserve it. You don't even deserve it. I can't believe you just came
out here and just randomly decided to just bash on a random bakery for no reason. Absolutely no reason.
Listen, it is what it is. Because we lost or because we tied, Tata Ball has gotten me to the point where I literally want to destroy a whole bakery. Oh my God. And they make those platters. The pastries come out even worse when you buy party platters. Oh,
you're a horrible person.
And look, we still got to talk about Cello, how he played. We still haven't even talked about Gressel. We're an hour and 8 minutes, and now all I want to do is talk about how shit Vicky Bakery is.
Well, we're gonna have to leave that for Monday because we're running up on it. What did you want to talk about, Cello?
Oh, look at you. You know what, Banny? This is the opinion of all shitheads. They all taste the same. There's no way all pastries taste the same. I'm sorry. All croquetas don't taste the same. I mean, you can grab that. You know what that box was made by? That box was made by Vicky Bakery. Brought to you by Vicky Bakery, Bootios.
We're not poo-pooing on mom and pop shops. Stop it.
Mr. Krabs is kind of warning me here, saying that the baker is probably protected by the Cuban mafia. I got to be careful. You know, fuck that place. That's a good one, Mr. Krabs. Joey eats at Vicky. He probably does stuffs a bunch of pastelito de queso, which they or de carne, where they give him like a little piece of carne out of that big ass carne pastry.
All right, look, I think we should just cut this because this is about to become a poop show, and we're not pooping on mom and pop places, man.
I mean, they're not mom and pop places. They're like a Cuban conglomerate.
No, they're not a conglomerate. They got like 3 spots.
You know what? I'm gonna bring the Vicky Bakery stats and the Ricky Bakery stats. I might even buy fucking pastries tomorrow on Monday.
But you have
I'm gonna
no
bring them for the
capability
show.
of being unbiased. You are the most stubborn person I ever met in my life.
I am not.
They
I'm
could
not
literally
stubborn.
throw rocks in Ricky's as a prank, and you will eat and break your teeth and be like, "This is amazing," because that's how hard-headed you are. I can't have these
Listen.
type of debates with you and have you try to be impartial by buying both.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my honest, impartial, unbiased opinion. Vicky Bakery fucking sucks.
Oh my god! All right.
That's it. Marasovic wants to hear more soccer talk. Yeah.
Shout out to Jason.
Oh no, Jason, what are you doing? Well, okay. First of all, the birthday cakes I can't really talk about. First of all, I hate Cuban birthday cakes. I hate like Hispanic birthday cakes. I feel like all of that is just too mushy. But birthday cakes they're not bad. I've eaten a birthday cake there. It is what it is. You get what you pay for. I get it at Publix. That's my personal opinion. But oh my god.
Well, you know what? This episode does feel like it has dragged. I feel like it took us like 25 minutes to talk about the game. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, and we're like, all right, let's start talking about cello. Like, what are we doing here?
I know. And then we started talking about politics, Cuban birthday cakes. Yes, and Dennis, perfect. Cuban birthday cakes are fucking gross. Yeah. And if I saw Messi eating at a fucking birthday cake, I'd fucking scream at him and be like, what the fuck are you doing, guy? Out of all the places you go to stupid Vicky Bakery.
And let me tell you something. Chris said, hey, it's June. I'm going to stop cussing so much. And that literally went out the window on June 1st.
Because we started talking about bakery stuff. Pastelitos.
Look, we're going to be back on Monday. I think we got to cut this short because this isn't going anywhere good.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, do you have anything else to say about the game? Not Vicky's Bakery. Stop trying to go ahead and ruin a mom and pop shop.
We'll talk about Cello and Gressel more on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be able to have a more in-depth review on those two players and some other things as well that maybe we missed.
Yeah, I get
and
to watch.
Maybe we'll throw in.
I like when I go to the games in person. I love on Sundays watching the game over on TV.
Yeah, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about pastries. I'll buy some on the way home, and I'll show it to you guys. Maybe we'll see.
I am. You know what? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna buy the pastries. I'm gonna put them on plates, and I'm not gonna tell you which is which. That's what we're gonna do.
But what? Then you're gonna eat them?
You're gonna eat them, and you're gonna tell me which one's better.
But wait, you're gonna give me? How am I gonna
go
do this?
to both bakeries? I'm gonna go to both bakeries. I'm going to buy the same. You tell me which pastelitos you want me to buy. I will buy them both from both places. I'm gonna put Ricky's on one. I'm gonna put Vicky's on the other. I'm gonna take them out of the packaging so you don't know which is which, and you will eat one of each from each place, and you tell me which one is which one is better.
So I have to go to your house and eat pastries.
Oh yeah, sure. My house, it doesn't matter where. But we're gonna do the blind test. I guess. The blindfold test, basically.
I mean, but you know what it is to eat like pastries at fucking 9 o'clock at night? They're not fresh.
Okay. But then I will record it and I'll play it later on the video. Don't try to get out of this because you know that you're gonna mess up.
I mean, look, the pastries, the look isn't the deal here. Even though I could probably guess on the look. And Mike V was with the beautiful comment, dude, they have 23 locations, no mom and pop shop. Let's get this over with, Danny. Because people are starting to say we're getting into 98 territory.
Oh, this is by far the worst post-game episode we've ever done.
But thank you guys for hanging in tight. We lost 30 people.
Worst. Oh, we lost way more than that. This is by far the worst post-game episode we've ever done. I apologize. I don't know what I don't know what happened. I don't even have an explanation. It just kind of got away from me. All right. Chris, go ahead. Any final words before we get out of here?
That's it. You asked me already. Monday, we'll talk more about Gressel and Wagon, and we'll eat some pastries.
And we'll have some special guests or possibly guests. plural. So we'll see. And we're an hour and 15 minutes. This is horrible. I apologize for everybody, especially if you waited up for this. I apologize. This is horrible. All right. Well, if you are listening on audio and you listen all the way to the end, we apologize. We'll do better next time. But be nice and leave us 5 stars anyway. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe. Don't tell your friends, though, about this show. This was a shit show. We apologize again. And we also love mom and pop shops. So don't let Chris get away with that. And for those of you in the chat, as always, you guys are the best part of the show, except for Joey. Joey was a dick today. But everybody else, you guys were awesome. We appreciate you guys. And we'll be back on Monday. So until the next one, have a good one.